everyone. Welcome back to Socially Selective. Congrats on making it to the start of your 3-day weekend, you guys.
Woo woo.
Labor Day weekend, here we come. Everybody.
Everyone should be excited.
Yes.
But don't go to Tahoe, you guys.
No.
Avoid Tahoe this weekend.
We wanted to give our producer a shout out. Chava, thank you
We
for
love you
always
so
being
much.
amazing. Again, follow him at Chava 5A's.
Have you gotten any new followers since the pod? Or no?
Ooh.
Oh, you're welcome.
He's like, I don't even
It's all
know if they're
because of
coming
us.
from you.
All right. Before we get started today, guys, we want to mention a couple things that have been affecting Reno and parts of California as well. If you're from Reno, you've noticed that our air quality has been shit lately. And
So bad.
it's been shitty because of the fires that have been going on. And we just want to let you guys know that we have a couple resources where you can go to donate
Yes.
and do your part.
So we have a fire that hit closer to home, and a place that we love dearly, Tahoe. So Tahoe is currently on fire. The fire there is called the Tahoe Fire. And we wanted to give you some places that you can donate to. There is a Tahoe Fire Fund set up by the El Dorado Community Foundation, and then you can find that online if you are willing to donate. If you can't donate, there are many things that you can do for free. Number one, not go to Tahoe. Don't go to
Literally
Tahoe.
do not go.
I don't know why you would want to do that.
And I
do you
still see
have zero
people-
brain cells?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to?
Are you like dumb?
There's nothing fun to do there because guess what? It's on fire. So
burning,
don't
you
go.
guys. Animals are trying to get out. Animals are
Yes.
trying to get
People
to the
are
water.
trying to get out.
People are trying to get out. Like, the last thing you should be doing is going up there and making that harder for them.
Yeah.
And we're trying to be nice about it. We don't want to be rude.
But this is just a reminder to not be an asshole.
Yeah. And I see so many people on Instagram that are posting they're on their way to Tahoe.
Are you-
I'm like,
what the
what are you
heck?
doing?
No.
Like, yeah, baby, you bought a jet ski, but guess
No,
what?
that's
It's on
not right.
fire.
Yeah.
Wait your turn. Anyway.
I think it'd be very kind of you to not go.
not go.
So be a kind person. Choose to be good. People are currently trying to move out. So if you get in the way of that, that's annoying.
It's rude.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's a lot of traffic due to the people wanting to leave. So be kind to people in traffic. You don't know what they're going through. They may be losing their homes. And do you really want to add on to that pain? I don't think so. So, yeah,
And I
just a
actually
reminder to be kind
read an article.
and intelligent.
Don't be a dummy. I actually read an article online that said something about like people, there's only like 2 ways to get out of South Lake.
Through Carson or through our freeway.
Yeah.
Which is
and
what, 395?
There's so many people. I honestly
I don't know.
I don't know any of the numbers, the letters, the words. I just know there's 2 ways.
Yeah.
And there's too many people, not enough exits. So some people might not be able to get out.
Yeah. So if you're in the way of those people trying to get out,
You're a murderer.
just don't be that person, okay?
Don't.
So yeah, donate, help our fire. We're
Help the
super
people,
sad for
help the
Tahoe, and
animals.
if you guys are going through an evacuation right now, we're so sorry.
Yes, our prayers and our
Are with
good
you.
vibes are with you.
Yes.
All right, let's get started into our episode.
Yes.
Mental health.
Take 2, you guys. So we had done this a couple weeks ago, but our audio just didn't work out. And so we're going to redo it, because this is an important topic that we want to talk
And you guys
about.
were excited about it.
Yeah,
which
and
is
we're
so-
excited
yeah.
about it. So
Mental health. All right.
Yes.
I'll start off by telling you guys what mental health is. It is a person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well-being.
And it is important to have a good state of mental health because it affects not only how we think, but how we act, how we feel, not only about ourselves, but of others as well. So it's very important to have good mental health because it affects your everyday.
And for this episode, originally we wanted to have a therapist come on and answer these questions for us, but she couldn't make it.
Yes. So our amazing LCSW that specializes in child and adolescent therapy couldn't be here, but she was so kind and answered all our questions beforehand so we could answer them for you guys. Not just our questions, but your guys' questions as well.
All right, ready? Question 1. Is mental health more important than than physical health?
Our therapist answered no. I think it is equal. I think they influence each other. because they can affect one another, so they shouldn't be separate. They're intertwined. You need physical health to have mental health and vice versa. So she thinks they're both equally important.
Very true.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
I feel better when I'm like eating healthier.
Yeah.
And moving
and
my
active.
body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question 2. What are some techniques for changing negative internal dialogue?
This was asked from one of our listeners.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is, because we all go through this. We all have negative moments of saying mean things to ourselves, and
I do it all the time.
I know, sometimes I do too. But she said it takes a lot of work to create replacement thoughts. I would say pick one statement or one thought and replace it with a positive or even just a neutral thought. Sometimes we can't get too positive, so it's okay to remember thoughts are just thoughts. Sometimes we put too much weight on thoughts in general, and sometimes our brain is just a little funky and says funky things to us. So yeah.
Like when you overthink, when you make up scenarios in your head and it puts you in a bad mood and you're
Absolutely.
like, this has never happened.
No, and it's probably not going to happen, but you're so overthinking it into that negative headspace that you're like,
I do that.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really realistic
Yeah.
of her to say, oh, like even if you can't think of a good thought, think of it like a okay thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay is better than bad.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's okay for our brains to say weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sometimes I'm like, dude, if people could hear my thoughts, I would be either in jail or in like a mental hospital. I don't know. Like, it's just some of the things I think of sometimes.
I think all of us are there too. We all think funny things.
All right. Next question. Tips for coping for healthcare workers and people in general during the pandemic. Oh, this is so nice.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is extremely important too, and can benefit everyone right now.
Because everyone's going through it.
Yeah, we're all going through the pandemic together, babies. So our therapist said it is important to have a routine, developing some sort of structure in your day, and then practicing self-care, even if that self-care isn't fun. Examples of self-care not being fun are drinking water, remembering to drink how much water.
I forget so much.
I do too.
I forget so much water, I was going to say.
Going to the gym, that may not always be fun. Resting is highly important as well. Showering, those little hygiene things. And then just getting the things done that you have to get done, like going grocery shopping.
Homework.
Laundry. So yeah, all those things are self-care. And they're all equally as important as face masks and
pedicures, baby.
Yes. Which is what we usually think of. And
I know.
We talk about
I need to go buy a new outfit. It's self-care. It's self-care.
Yes.
It's like, no, girls, just go do what you have to do.
And I think these are simple things that we can do to make us feel better.
Question number 4. Can you discuss why it is not someone else's fault when people commit suicide?
This is very important. We brought this up in a previous episode and we mentioned that it wasn't your fault if somebody chose to do that. And we didn't have the right words to explain to you guys why it isn't your fault. So we thought this would be a great question to ask our therapist. And she said, we are all responsible for our own thoughts and our own actions and our own emotions. And suicide is a highly emotional decision. All we can do when somebody is in that highly emotional state is to have empathy for them going through that. So again, she does not place the blame on anyone but the person currently going through that.
And at the end of the day, everyone's responsible for their own emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. Our own actions, our own feelings.
It is up to them.
We got to take ownership, and that's sometimes scary because it's easy to blame somebody else for your issues.
And that's what people do all the time. Like, well, you made me feel
and
like this.
We're at fault for that too. No, we made ourselves feel that way. And so if somebody does choose to do that, the best thing you can do is be there for them, but don't take ownership for their emotions. Let them sit with that themselves.
And I think this goes for parents too, like whose children or like whatever they're going through, whatever issues they're going through, and like they try to commit suicide, and it's always like, well, what were the parents doing? Why didn't they catch it? But it's like, no, the parents aren't there 24/7. They're not in their child's heads thinking their thoughts, and
so it's really cruel of someone to
say that,
tell the parents, oh, that was your fault, because it wasn't their fault. They didn't choose that for their child. And I'm sure that They already feel guilty enough, so to put that on them too.
It's so mean. Oh, that was a hard question.
I know, but an important one too.
I'm sweating. All right, question 5. What are some good techniques to what are some good Chava's taking pictures of us, so it's making me nervous, you guys.
Casey's like, do I look good?
Should I suck it in? What are some good techniques to set boundaries with others?
This is very important. I feel like we are all in need of this. We all need to work on this.
Yeah.
So this was a really good question.
We need to stop being people pleasers.
Absolutely.
Please ourselves
Say
first.
no. So she responded with, you really have to know what your values and boundaries are. Listen to your intuition. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. It's okay to say no. And then the third one was not being afraid to say no. When you set that boundary, always use I statements. As we were mentioning previously, you have to say things like, I feel, I don't like, I don't want. So like placing it on you, not so much not using you statements. Yeah. And that's good. That's okay. It's okay to be like, oh, I don't have time for that. I am unavailable for that. Things like that. It's easy.
Or instead of being like, well, you're asking me when I'm busy.
Yeah. Or you're asking for too much. Yeah. Yeah. No. It's like, just say, I don't have the capability for that right now.
This goes for relationships too. I feel like.
For friendships, relationships, work. Yeah. Yeah,
Jenny's like, I use this a lot.
I'm like, yeah, you have to say no. Oh, absolutely say no to people.
I need to work on that. We all do. Yeah. Setting boundaries. I am a people pleaser.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
So I need to
Chava and I were talking about this today too. I was like, we need to learn to say no to people. Because it gets draining when you say yes too many times.
Chava, were you talking about us?
No, we were talking about our lives. Well, I was telling him how I've been working so much.
Oh, yeah.
And so I need to learn how to say no.
I do too. And then I always feel bad, but then I'm dying.
Yeah. And then I literally feel bad for myself.
Like, I physically feel bad, not emotionally, but
and we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Question 6. How can one improve their own mental health without therapy? Tips?
She said self-care, practicing those good self-care and not so fun self-care. Setting boundaries. I know. We're on the same vibe today. Noticing our own unproductive behaviors. This is important. Being honest with ourselves. What we were talking about, knowing that you're doing too much or not doing enough. Mm-hmm. Also knowing when you can and can't do it on your own. So being able and willing to ask for help is very important. Like, let's say you are doing fine without therapy, you're like, okay, but like the moment you're like, you know what, these emotions are too much for me to handle myself, maybe it's a good time to check in within yourself and be like, oh, maybe I should like call somebody.
And
that'll help
hard.
you.
I feel like so many, especially in Hispanic culture, it's hard to like accept that you want to go to therapy.
Because Hispanic people, you guys, think that if you get therapy, you're crazy, and that is not true.
Like, just go pray and it'll be fine. Like,
and you're like,
no,
okay,
I
which
will
is
go crazy.
A good self-care technique, praying and meditate, because it's like almost meditation, the same as meditation. Yeah.
But it's like sometimes I need,
it's not enough.
I need more.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I need professional help. I don't need spiritual help.
So yes, we're again big advocates for therapy.
Yes.
And if you need therapy, go baby, go get your therapy.
Therapy. Maybe when we like get a bigger like listener what vibes? Did you say vibes?
What did you say?
Audience,
like a bigger audience.
Right,
thank you. A bigger audience. We should get like crew necks and t-shirts that say #therapy. I think that would be
I love that. Yes. Do you guys like that? We'll ask.
Let us know in the comment section.
Would you wear that?
#therapy. #I go to therapy. Or I therapy too.
Or I need therapy.
Got therapy, like the got milk one. Got therapy.
God, that's so funny. I love it.
Okay, next question. Do therapists go to therapy?
She laughed at this question. She thought it was so funny. And she's like, absolutely. I would be wary of therapists that don't go to therapy. Mm-hmm. She mentioned that they listen to a lot of tragic things and they have a personal life too. So sometimes you need an outlet to vent to. And not only that, but sometimes they don't practice what they preach. And so they need someone to remind them of that. That's really important. Yeah. I think this is good. That's why you need therapy, because sometimes you know what the right thing to do is, but sometimes someone else telling you that
And it's
makes
just
you want to do it a little
reassuring.
more. Yeah. And reassurement, is that how you say it?
Reassurement? Sherment?
Being reassured
Yes, there we go.
is lovely.
Is all you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes just someone giving you that reassurance makes you feel a lot better.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a victim to that. Because
I need that.
we love reassurance.
I know. Even though like I know the answer, I'll still ask Jenny or like some of my coworkers, and they're like, "Yeah, that's right." And I'm like, "I know."
You're like, okay, just making sure.
Just making sure. Do you think therapy is for everyone? When do you know it's time to get help?
Our therapist said no. Traditional talk therapy is not for everyone. There are variations of therapy you can try. There is music therapy, spiritual therapy, like we mentioned previously, meditation, praying, things like that. And then she said equine therapy, which I was like, what is equine
What is
therapy?
equine?
Yeah. And that is actually therapy with horses.
I've always wanted to try
Isn't that cool? Yeah. And so she said, do what works. If talk therapy, traditional talk therapy doesn't work for you, there are different types that you can try that might work for you. Get your horse therapy on.
Go buy a horse. Go get your horse.
And then she said, what question is this answering? Either when you have tried. Oh, so when to know to get help is either when you have tried and it's not working on your own, or definitely when you have thoughts of suicide or harming others. That's a big red flag that you need help. You need professional help to assist you on your emotional state of mind.
And even if it's like a little moment that you're having where you're thinking about hurting yourself or others, like,
Yeah.
even if that feeling goes away, you should still seek help.
Absolutely,
because it's
yeah.
going to come back.
And there's a crisis hotline for that that's available 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's called the suicide hotline or the crisis hotline. You can call that whenever you're feeling like that and they'll talk you down.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I also hear a lot of like podcasts get sponsored by that like online therapy place.
I forgot what it's called. I don't remember. BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. Yeah.
Yeah. It's online telehealth that you can do.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, it's super
I'd rather
cool.
do that than like going to someone's office. And
Well, a lot of places in town offer telehealth therapy. And so it's just therapy over the phone. So like
Same
some
thing.
people, basically the same thing.
I kind of like to see a face though.
Some people prefer that. Yeah. They also offer Zoom at some places
okay.
too. Yeah. So
Cool.
you can still do that virtual thing. But then she also mentioned, again, going back to when you need to get help is when the issue is creating more problems than you can handle or is interfering with your personal life. So that's when, again, little siren going off in your head. Get help, baby.
Therapy time.
Yes.
Hashtag do you therapy. Question 9. What are some signs someone's mental health is off? Oof.
I know. This is
kind of like
funny.
hard though.
This is funny.
Yeah.
So she said, I think it's different for everyone. For some people, their self-care is off. They are detached or isolating from people they love. An increase in risky behavior, and this one,
Substance
abuse.
Yeah.
So that could be alcohol, that could be drugs.
I know a lot of you here are doing coke and Molly on the regular. Maybe you should go to therapy.
Is that a little risky, do you think? I don't know.
Are you living life on the edge?
Yes. Or are you going through it?
Yeah.
Figure it out. But also any drastic change that doesn't seem like their normal selves. This can look like for someone who is an extrovert, isolating themselves, not taking care of themselves. For people that are extroverts, they could be more outgoing, engaging in these sort of increased risk behaviors. And then she also mentioned in the end risky sex, partying a lot. That can also be a sign that
People are going
through it. Yeah, and
I know that's
that you
my
might
sign.
need help.
That's if you see me out at the bars 3 days a week,
Something is wrong.
Something is wrong, and check
Tell
on
her
me.
to get help.
Check on me. Call my mom.
Yes. Say, Kaycee, are you okay?
It's time to go home.
We have a lot of friends going through, and we're like, hey, maybe you should stop
Maybe you
going
should
out.
stop going out. Maybe you should stop drinking.
Yeah, maybe you've been going out
I stopped
every day this
going
week.
out.
What?
Aren't you so proud
Yeah,
of me?
I know. You
I
used
was
to
like,
go out
Jenny.
every single day.
Not every
Well, on
day.
the weekends.
The
No,
weekends,
sometimes
yes,
you'd be
the
out on
weekends.
Thursdays, dude.
Yeah,
I'd be
was
like,
out
you
on
literally have
Thursdays.
work tomorrow.
I
How are
was
you
like,
doing it?
I know.
You'd be up till like 2, 3 in the morning. Oh my God.
and then go to work the next
I was
day.
like, oh,
But I was
heck
going
no.
through some shit.
Yeah, and so that's
And
how
I'm
you know
better.
Kaycee was going through it, as some of you may be too. And she also mentioned that there's a misconception that they start doing.
God.
There's
Here
our
we
daily
go
choke
with the
of
choking.
day.
This sort of.
She said there's a misconception that they start doing a lot of depressing things, but it can also be the opposite. So remember, you don't have to be sad to be going through. You can also be extra happy.
Like buying
Spending your money. Ooh.
That's a sign. I mean, I'm not rich enough to do that, but I know if I was rich,
But
I'd be like,
some
I'm
people-
booking a new car.
So I'm gonna
booking
shot my feelings away.
me.
Booking a trip, you.
I know that's my sign that I'm feeling a little sad.
Casey's like, I'm
booking
going on a
trips.
trip this weekend.
Jenny's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You just went to Arizona, girl.
Also, we'll talk about Arizona later.
Oh yeah,
But it was amazing.
on our next episode.
Question 11. You will have to wait for next week to see how
yes.
Arizona went.
Like we mentioned, we film 2 a day, you guys. So
So you'll still have to
yeah,
wait.
we try to keep content for everything, but things are a little
It's
backwards
hard.
sometimes.
Okay, next question. What is your favorite part of being a child and adolescent therapist? I personally could never do this.
No.
I think it would drive me crazy knowing that a little
Oh,
did you hear me?
yeah,
I think like a little chip,
like a little mouse.
I think it would drive me crazy. knowing
Listening
that,
to
like,
kids.
not
Or
like
what?
kids, but like hearing their problems and their
Issues?
traumas.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, that would just break
It's
me.
a big load to carry.
Yeah.
She mentioned that her favorite part of being an adolescent therapist is hearing a person's story. It feels like an honor that they want to share that with me. The trust that you get from your clients is amazing. I love to know that I'm planting a seed at such a young age that is going to impact what the rest of their lives look like.
Aww.
And I love seeing people empower themselves. Isn't that so beautiful?
That was beautiful. I could have never answered that. Yeah.
I know to end on. Also, we did have somebody ask
What did they ask, Jenny? What did they?
what advice you would give someone that wants to become a therapist.
Oh,
Yeah, this is good. This was one of our friends that wants to go into this.
this is a good question.
And she said, some advice is to go to therapy yourself, know what that process looks like. Make sure you are working to be your healthiest self so you can help others. Be their
Yeah.
healthiest selves. And she also mentioned doing an internship is very important at a therapy place. A lot of what therapists do are paperwork, notes, admin stuff, and case management, and that might not be what you're looking for. So yeah, it's definitely not what I thought therapy was. A whole lot.
Jenny's like, it was a
Because
whole lot
you
of-
guys, I wanted to be a therapist, but after working there,
She's
I
like,
decided
not the
that,
vibe.
yeah, it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe. So I no longer want to be a therapist. I'm like, not the vibe.
Jenny's like, paperwork? What? Am I not
So,
helping
yeah.
people?
I'm like, you actually have to like write notes? What? It
Case
takes you
management?
hours? No, thank you. So yeah, the talking part's fun, but yeah, they do a lot of unfun things. So that's
Yeah.
something to think about if that's the career that you want to go into.
See, and I feel like I would be like, don't talk to me. Let me go do this paperwork. Like, I'm the opposite.
To
I'd be
the-
like, hell yeah,
Oh,
computer
really?
work all day.
You're like, paperwork, yes.
Yes.
Talking, can you talk to somebody else?
I know I'm your therapist, but like, can you just email me later?
Yeah, and
I'll
also
email you back.
something important to mention is that not all therapists are good therapists. And they've mentioned this too. Like, if you're going to a therapist and they're giving you like some sus advice, maybe it's time to seek a new one. Or if your therapist is crying while you're telling them your trauma, that may not be, yeah. And I've heard stories like this, you guys, of patients telling me like that they've gone to bad therapy places.
no.
They're like, she started crying when I told her my story, and I was like, oh, I can't.
And,
And,
like,
she's
what-
like, and then I felt bad, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to tell her the rest of it. So it's like,
You know what? One of my friends said that when he went to therapy, that his therapist laughed.
no.
Because he, like, the way he,
Oh, was
like,
it
deals with
funny?
it is, like, he, like, laughs.
Oh, so they
about
were
his-
maybe trying to like,
Kind of, like,
build rapport with them?
But he was, like, she literally laughed at, like, my trauma while I was telling her it. Because he was laughing.
I don't
And I
like
was
that.
like, fuck, dude. Just pay me.
so maybe get a new
Just pay me,
therapist.
yeah. I'll be your therapist.
But again, we want to thank our amazing therapist
Thank
for
you so
answering our
much.
listener questions. You were amazing, and thank you for shaping all the little minds here in Reno and making these kids
Oh, I love
better.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it makes me so happy
I
because
know.
you're amazing.
You're shaping our future.
Yes, and not only that, when or if Kaycee and I have kids, ooh, you already know
You're our therapist.
You're our number one girl, baby. We'll call you. The therapy's probably going to be about us.
I know. My mom was out.
My mom and her best friend were out drinking last night, and I had to go pick them up from the bar.
They're like 10. What?
No, I'm kidding.
My mommy was
we
like
would
to pick me
never
up from
do
soccer
that.
practice because she was funny with the boys. Oh my gosh, why are we like this?
We're kidding. We're gonna be great moms if we choose to be.
Oh,
I think I'm going down that route. I'll probably have kids.
You think so?
You know, I go back and forth.
Yeah,
Right
you
now,
do.
I'm like, yeah, I'll have kids.
I think I'm just so depressed with how our world is right now that I'm like,
Yeah, to
I
bring
don't want to
someone
bring
into this,
any
into
children
this
into this
fire.
world, into this fire,
Our world's
into this
burning.
war, into this
Oh, yeah.
everything, all the racist out there. Because my babies, you already know my babies are not going to be white.
Yeah, Kaycee's babies are gonna be biracial, probably.
Biracial for sure, and they're going to be tan.
Mine too.
They're going to be dark. So,
Oh yeah, mine are gonna be little Mexican babies.
oh, cutie.
100% Mexican.
See, you're like purebred.
They're gonna be tan, hopefully.
Oh yeah, they will.
Hopefully.
I mean, Julio's
Well,
hecka
Julio's
tan.
super tan, yeah. But I'm a little pasty.
They'll tan nicely in the summer though.
I think so.
But yeah, anyway, my point is I'm not bringing any of my children into this world until we fix
Right now,
most of the
but
problems.
she might change her mind.
Justin,
We'll see,
you want to
we'll
get me
see.
pregnant? Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't you dare.
We're gonna continue with self-care, and we want to talk about how important it is. So self-care encourages you to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself so that you can transmit the good feelings onto others, which we love. Transmit all the good vibes.
All the good vibes, yeah.
You cannot give to others what you don't give to yourself. So while you may misconstrue self-care as selfish, it's far from that. You bettering yourself is bettering everybody around you. Because if you give good vibes, you're going to emit those good vibes. And we're all for
that.
being a good person.
We love all the good vibes, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to go into 5 things you can do that will benefit your mental health.
The first thing you can do is exercising.
Workout systems.
Medical professionals usually recommend you exercise about 45 minutes a day, but any amount realistically, time that you can put into that is going to benefit you. And exercising doesn't necessarily have to look like weightlifting, which is what Kaycee chooses to do. She's like, look at these guns, baby. Chava's over there flexing. Like,
whatever.
I'm back to the gym one day, guys.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I did one push-up. I did one
Look at this arm. But exercise can also be yoga, walking, swimming, and Pilates.
Literally
So,
walking
yeah.
your dog. That's
Anything,
exercise.
any movement, cleaning your house, walking your dog, chasing your babies, anything.
Stretching.
Yes. Which is something that I don't do.
Dude,
But I should do because
I just
this
feel like
back
it
cracks.
takes so long for me to stretch, and I'm like, I feel
Isn't
like
it
I'm
annoying?
wasting my time. Yeah.
But it's great for your body.
but it's so good. I know.
And then when you move, you like just crack everywhere.
I know, dude. Even
I'd be
like,
cracking all the time. I'm like, ugh.
even like putting my
wasn't
shirt
me.
on. Sometimes I was like, why did my arms just pop like 20 different times?
I'm like, did I just break something? Like, was that?
Did you hear that?
Was that my bone?
Is that a ghost? All right. The next thing you can do is healthy eating. Easy things. Easy thing you can do. Easy thing you can do.
Easy things.
Substitute sugary drinks with water.
This is so important because a lot of people like drink juice.
And it's like,
drink
I get it,
soda.
it's delicious. But
Soda,
get like a Mio.
agua fresca.
Oh my god, agua fresca.
Which is something.
sparkling water. I mean, the
Sparkling water has
good,
sugar
right?
too.
Some of them don't.
Some of them.
Yeah. So if you've been following Chava, which you should, you know that he's been on an adventure to find
Such a
the
weirdo.
best sparkling water in Reno.
Did you
or
try
in
the
this
one I tell
world.
you to try? The Spindrift pineapple
The
one?
one that you tried, Liquid Death, that looked like
I did.
it was poison. You like that one though?
I like that one. That was like the less sweet, the less.
Did you like the Aha one? The watermelon?
She didn't try it.
Lime
No?
Oh, really?
flavor. I did like.
Don't do lime. I think that's where you're fucking up.
Yeah, I feel like.
Lime is just never good. Let me tell you that.
I just think sparkling water is an acquired taste, and I haven't gotten there yet.
I love it.
I think it's a little bouge.
I'm getting there too.
I like
He's like, I'm
sparkling.
gonna level up.
The better.
You know, Target sells those like sparkling water makers.
Oh yeah, they do.
And
They
I
do
want
like
one.
the Keurig
yeah.
thing. Uh-huh.
I want one of those.
No, yeah, I'm not
But
a
I heard sparkling water
girl.
is not good for you if
Why?
you drink a lot of it. I heard it like
'Cause of the sugar?
deteriorates something in your body.
The carbonation of it? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know.
But then Justin told me
So
that
maybe you
wasn't
should
true.
drink water.
What's better than Monster?
Do both.
Don't drink Monsters on the regular, guys.
So Chava was drinking Monsters every single day, and I was like, ooh. You need to switch it up, baby.
I'm not any better. I used to drink Bangs before the gym.
Oh, yeah, and to work.
Yeah.
You guys would always be like cheersing your Monsters, you psychos.
Red Bulls.
Oh
Monsters
my
are
God,
for
heck no.
the Kyles out there.
The Chads of the world.
The Chads and the...
Okay, but back to healthy eating.
Yes. Limit the amount of soda and juice you have.
Yes.
Eat more veggies and fruits. A colorful diet is a good diet.
Oh, yeah.
Eat more homemade meals. Eat out less.
And not only is that going to save your wallet,
money, yeah,
but it's going to save your body.
Yeah. And I always love, like, I actually hated cooking before I, like, started cooking for myself.
Still hate cooking. Meal prep, if you want to sponsor us, please.
Yeah, anyone
we
that
love
meal
food.
preps, please let us know.
I know a couple places here. I could name you, but I won't until you sponsor us.
We're not going to give you the free promo, baby.
No, but please, if you send us free food, we'll say it.
Yeah. I mean,
I know your names.
Yeah, seriously.
There's so many in town.
I know. And come on, guys. Just
We'd love it.
All right, next one.
Sleeping. I think we forget how important sleep is. And you need 8 hours of sleep to feel your best, be your best.
Oh, I need at least 8 hours of sleep.
I know you do.
Good.
Yeah. This is big for you because you're really good about this. I struggle with this. If I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. But
Jenny's like, I just want to be awake.
If I could be awake every second of the day, you guys, I would. But I need sleep, or if not, I'm one of those people that like suck when I don't sleep.
Oh, that you're
like I'm just not a fun person. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I just, yeah. So please sleep. Be better than me.
Please sleep.
Because sleep reduces stress, improves mood, clearly, because I'm not a fun time when I don't sleep. Helps you think clearly, helps your immune system, meaning that you will get sick less often, which is fun for everyone. And then it also decreases your risk for serious health problems like diabetes, heart disease, which is actually the #1 cause of death in the U.S., heart disease.
Yikes. Get your full 8 hours of
so
sleep.
sleep, eat healthy,
Chava,
drink water.
You hear this? Sleep, my dude.
I know you don't. You'll be awake at 4 in the morning.
You guys. He'll like send us our pictures in like our podcast
the same
episode
day.
at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, why are you awake, dude?
Yeah.
All right.
He's
next,
like, I'm working.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying. Next thing is socializing. Making time for people you enjoy spending time with. Hanging out with your friends. Planning dates with your partner. Any fun things that fill your soul with the people you love.
Yes, I love that. So that's easy. That's an easy one. Just hit up your bestie.
Hang out with your friends.
Say, please hang out with me. I miss ya. Yeah. And your family, too. They have to hang out with you.
Or if you have a pet, hang out with your pet.
Yes,
I know
there's
nothing. I literally, nothing makes me happier like coming home from work and seeing Des like get all happy to see me. And I'm like, come here.
I think that's so cute.
I love her.
I love that for you. Another important, and this is our last thing we're going to touch on, mental health. And mental health can look all sorts of different ways. This can mean you reading a book, you meditating, praying, doing yoga, practicing mindfulness. And mindfulness, for those of you who don't know, is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment. So you calmly acknowledge and accept your own feelings, your thoughts, your bodily sensations. And this is actually used as a therapeutic technique. We use it a lot at our clinic. And an exercise that we tell patients to do at our clinic is, I don't know, I forget what it's called, but it's the 5 senses. Do you remember it?
No.
So the 5 senses are noticing what's around you. That's your sight. Tasting something. If you don't have something to taste,
Dude,
you can just taste around your mouth. Touching something, you can touch anything, your hair, your body, whatever. Smelling something, smelling your armpit, smelling your, literally anything. And then noticing your breathing, taking deep breaths through your nose, and then exhaling through your mouth. So yeah, it's basically all about focusing on being present. And it's that's a simple little exercise you can do.
Yeah.
This is also good when you have panic attacks. I have had a few panic attacks.
I had a panic attack on my flight, you guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. And so this would be a good moment you to practice your 5 senses.
I did.
Baby.
I had to like literally breathe in through my nose and breathe out of my mouth because I was
that's good.
having a panic attack. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. And panic attacks are normal. Yeah. I usually get them I would get them a lot during finals week because I would not be sleeping, be drinking too much caffeine, you know.
Just staying up
Just
all
putting
night,
myself in that state of mind where I can't. But I got good grades, so
and
all
she's
worth
graduated.
it. I'll do all the panic attacks to get that degree, baby.
And now look at her, doesn't even want to be a therapist anymore.
No, I know, you guys. I got that degree, and what am I doing with it? I don't. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We're gonna work out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Fine. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna be influencers.
Absolutely. Help us. Follow us.
Manifestation.
So this can be our job. Thanks.
Literally full time. I would love that.
Yes.
Please sponsor us so that I don't have to work a day in my life.
Me too, please. Please.
All right, we have kind of a
this is work, but this is fun work.
Yeah, and it doesn't even feel like work because
we're with
it's
our
fun.
besties.
And it's with my best friend.
Yes.
And I guess Chava's kind of cool too. I don't know.
He's our sister. We have a fun listener question of the day, you guys, and this was asked by one of our male listeners.
I know, I love this.
Thank you for answering. This was a funny one. Kaycee's gonna read it.
Okay, and I'm sorry if I sound like I don't know how to read. There was a couple misspelled words in here, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
try
he
my best.
mentioned it. He's like, sorry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry that typos.
And we're like, it's okay. We make mistakes too.
All right, this is his question. Ready? So last month I was in Rosarito with a couple of my boys, and one of my boys saw this beautiful girl. He claims they made eye contact multiple times, but she was with what we think is her boyfriend. LOL. So he obviously didn't ask for her name nor her social media,
which is good. You're being respectful.
Being respectful.
Good job.
Unless you want to get your ass kicked.
Unless he was smaller than you.
I know, then you should have definitely asked. Continued with our day. Later that night, at our Airbnb, he typed in the location on Instagram supposedly to search other spots to hit up. And she popped up, a picture of her popped up.
Because she tagged the location.
Which is, whatever, we'll get into it. So my question is, even though he didn't get her name or anything like that, he added her on Insta. According to him, her Instagram is public, but she didn't follow him back. Isn't that weird for him to do that? Or is it a coincidence he found her and it's no biggie? I need some female opinion because I'ma show him.
We thought this was so funny. So we agree with
ahead,
you.
Jenny.
Well, I agree with you. I think it was a coincidence. It means nothing, bro.
Baby,
like
she didn't follow you back.
No, she probably didn't search you because I don't know how she would do that. But I actually looked into this and I found that Instagram shows you people based off of people you like, comment on, your locations. So being that you were all in Rosarito, literally same location, and she probably tagged that in her pic. That's probably why she popped up. And so that's why she came up, because she's a similar content to what you were looking for, not because...
It was meant to be. The universe was not telling you this is your wife.
The universe was not. It was just Instagram's algorithm. So yeah. So
and also,
so we're sorry.
I do not want your friend to be like, guys, just want to see what other spots. Go to Yelp. Don't go to Instagram. Go to Yelp and find other restaurants to go to.
I actually look up on Instagram because people post cute places.
I do too, but it's like, buddy, you were looking for her.
You were looking for her, yeah.
And also, just because a girl looks at you does not mean she likes you guys.
And we are victims to this because we're both really blind. So, like, if you're, let's say, 20 feet away from me, I probably can't even see you.
And I'm probably squinting. I'm going like this to look at you.
Yeah, and so she probably wasn't looking at you.
She was probably like, why is this weirdo looking at me? I'm going to stare at him until he looks away.
Yes, which is what we literally do.
And
so,
we do
was
do that.
Not a sign. Good. We agree with your bros. They're looking out for you. Don't go after this girl.
Yeah, please tell your friend that she's not into him.
That she didn't follow you back. That's a big sign. Yeah. That she doesn't want it.
You're welcome. That'll be $10 for our opinion.
So thank you for seeking our advice. But that was our listener question of the day.
Now to our toxic story.
Yes, and this is a crazy one.
Put your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen, because you're in for a ride.
This is a cult story, our very first cult story. So this is saucy. The story reads, okay, so here's the story. My friend and her boyfriend already had a rocky relationships. He started going to see these self-improvement retreat camps. The first one was only a few days, and he went again for a month or so later, for a week. My friend noticed that he was acting weird over text. He was being very vague, not really saying what he was doing throughout the day. Right? That's what your
like, what the
mind goes
heck?
to first. Yeah.
Who is he with?
But she said she started to worry a bit and had no real idea of what this retreat entailed.
Ooh.
I know. And so her roommate and our other bestie looked up the website. It was very old and outdated. The site looked like someone with absolutely no graphic design skills created it, already sketchy. They tried to figure out what kind of activities are done at this camp, but there are no details. So they pretended to buy tickets to a retreat to see the cost. And then when checking out, it asks a bunch of weird questions like what kind of medication you're on, your religious beliefs. Like, okay, what?
Why do you need to know all
Right?
that?
I
Your social
know.
security number, your mom's middle name.
Just to steal your identity. Yeah. No, but what they found was that there were different packages. Isn't that weird?
Is this like a sex work type of thing? What
It
is
was
going
wild,
on?
and it gets crazier. So you can spend anywhere between like $5,000 to $12,000, which is a big chunk of
How do
money.
you have that
I
kind of
know.
money?
Our other friend decided to do some more digging. She looked to the company on Reddit, which we love. Reddit is crazy.
I love Reddit.
If you want to know some stuff, Reddit's the place to go. And oh boy, does it get crazy, she said. It's basically like a multi-level marketing scheme, a cult. The attendees meet at a post office and then a bus comes to pick them up. And it either doesn't have windows or you're blindfolded. That way you don't know where the location of the retreat is.
Oh no.
They have creepy activities, like they instruct people to bring an item of clothing that they feel most uncomfortable or insecure in so they can wear it in public. For example, girls could bring a bikini, but then the activity is to one night wear that clothing in front of everybody.
Oh no.
They also do things like you're in a group telling your deepest, darkest secrets, and you can't leave until you're all sobbing. The cringiest one is that they pair you up with somebody of the opposite sex, and you're supposed to just stare into their eyes.
Oh no,
I know.
I hate that.
But really, they're basically trying to have them have sex with each other, and the leaders say all the typical cult shit like, oh, no one gets what you're going through, only us. Your friends and family think you're crazy. Basically anything to alienate them from their friends and family. But after all that, she's still dating him.
no,
I know.
girlfriend, he's gonna be a murderer.
And so she said, but hey, sometimes you just gotta let your friends make their own mistakes. Which,
That's true.
yeah, we agree. As long as they are safe, of course. And she said, I'm sure I'm missing some of the details, but that's the gist of everything. Oh.
I don't like that.
I know.
Like that's a cult.
And we actually asked for an update.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
a
yes, we
cult.
did.
That is a cult.
That's 100% a cult.
We're like, is she still with this person? And she's like, she tried to, but he kept saying that she doesn't understand what he's going through. And the camp leader would say that she would say that. And so now she ended that relationship, which
Yay.
congrats,
Good,
because
good.
that was
Run,
weird. Yeah.
run.
They were about to murder
I
you.
know. I love that her voice gets
Murder
you.
But now this girl that was in this cult-like relationship is in med school living her best life.
Oh, heck yes,
So yeah,
sis.
so ooh, you're thriving.
You're thriving.
Let your boyfriend stay in that cult. Don't ever go back.
I can't believe it. What was that cult?
so
that like
crazy.
famous cult that like killed a ton of
The
people.
guy that made people drink Kool-Aid.
Yes.
But it wasn't Kool-Aid, it was poisoning. I don't remember his name, but scary.
Something Mason.
do you know? Well, you guys know.
You know who we're
It
talking
was the guy
about.
who killed people with Kool-Aid.
I love. They're gonna be like yelling the name at us when they listen to this. They're like, this
Comment
is
the name,
guy.
please.
But that's who I thought of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
run,
please
sister, run.
don't be in cults. Look out for your friends. Don't let them
date
be in cults.
guys that are in cults.
No, don't date guys. Don't date girls. Don't date anyone
date
in a
anyone,
cult.
just
no,
don't
no,
date.
no.
Just be by yourself all the time.
But that was it, you guys. Thank you so much for listening
tuning in.
to our mental health episode. And hopefully you can integrate these things in your life and help yourself be a better person.
Yeah, we hope this helped you, and
It helped
please
us.
Give us. I know I learned a lot.
I'm going to sleep more. Chava too,
gonna-
hopefully.
I'm gonna not
He's
date
like-
guys that are in cults, so that's what I'm not gonna do.
That's what I took out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
For
Follow us
tuning
on
in.
Insta
Watch us on YouTube.
and check us out on TikTok. We love you.
Bye.
Have fun on this Labor Day weekend. Be safe. Don't go to Taco.
Don't go to
Tahoe.
Taco.
Oh, don't go
Somebody's
to Tahoe.
hungry. Also, don't go to Taco Bell.
Just
Taco
a
Bell is
little
so bad for you.
hungry. Love you guys.
Bye.